What is up, y'all? It's your girl Taylor Wayland.
Hi, everybody. My name is Genesee Iman.
And you're tuned in to Let's Be Real, y'all. How you been? It's been a long time.
When's the last time?
Yeah, girl. It's been, like 2 weeks ago. Not even. It's been a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we're back.
Yeah, we're back and better than ever. So today, you guys, we're going to be talking about racism in fashion and media and Black History Month.
Yes, so it's going to be a juicy episode,
deep topic.
Period.
So if you feel like you're about to be triggered, go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, click off, all this other kind of stuff, because the mouth is about to be loose.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Shoot, she's not, she ain't holding back.
Nope, let's get it. All right, so, Jen.
Yeah.
Gucci, right?
Gucci.
Not Maine. Not Burt. No.
Right.
We're talking about Gucci, like the brand
right.
that everybody praises, that everybody mentions in their
right.
songs, like
right.
the sweater, right? That they made, that blackface sweater.
Right.
How you feeling, bro?
Well, honestly, like when I first heard about it and found out about it, of course, it was on social media. I thought it was like a joke at first. I didn't even, I mean, not a joke on Gucci's part, but like somebody put it together and made it seem like Gucci. Because in my head, I'm like, Gucci, come on now. Like, as diverse as their, like, you know, target audience is, like, come on now. Like, not diverse, but I'm saying people who buy their stuff.
Yeah, I guess,
like, basically, all
right,
black people buying it. Right, so I'm thinking, like, of course, somebody would, like, I don't know what they call them, you know, the people who check over, make sure everything's good before things are released. I'm thinking, like, okay, somebody would have caught that and been like, yo, that's not the move. Right, send it back. But then I realized, like, hold on, this is, like, dead serious, because it kept popping up, different places popping up, and then we got, you know, different celebrities processing it, like, oh, Gucci's done, Gucci. And guess what? You don't have to tell me twice, because I couldn't afford it anyway.
Right, period. Like, for real.
You don't even look. I wasn't finna buy it anyway. So,
but the sad thing is, people still, black people, still are supporting this brand, and it's not just Gucci. Like Burberry just had the new sweater.
Yes, oh my gosh.
I don't understand.
Tons of brands, and it's honestly, in my opinion, feeling like now it's a joke to them.
Oh yeah, because they know they're gonna make money off of it. Because we do not care. We're very materialistic as a people, and we're ignorant.
Yeah.
Like what we listen to, the things that we entertain in our everyday lives. Like you don't see nobody else doing that.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, they're trying us up because it's like, you know. We, for 1 week, I guess, like, we were talking about Gucci's canceled, everybody don't buy it, everybody, you know, we're protesting it, but then a couple months later, people still put it in their music, people still rocking it, you got people even protesting Gucci wearing Gucci, like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? You got a Gucci belt on, talking about, we not wearing
Gucci, but you got a Gucci belt on.
I'm confused, so, it's just, I feel like, you know, they're like, oh yeah, they're mad right now, but they'll be back around.
Exactly, because that's how it is every time. Like with the NFL,
right? And
Colin Kaepernick and everything like that. Like when the Super Bowl came around and everything like that, and when they announced that it was going to be in Atlanta, I just thought that was so ironic or coincidental that they chose Atlanta to be where they're going to host the Super Bowl at right after the Kaepernick situation. Like. You come to where all the black people at trying to prove a point that you like black people because you want our money. Like, no.
But that's the thing, and even with the Super Bowl, like, I feel like if we really stood beside him and really was supporting Kaepernick, like, they would not be still making the money they make. I mean,
probably
people are still tuning in. I know it's hard. That's why I said, like you said, we're so sucked into, like, the media and materialistic things that sometimes we can't even say, okay, we can go without it for a while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were to protest the Super Bowl for a while, I'm pretty sure it'd make a difference.
Or not even just Super Bowl, the NFL, period. But it's like...
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, NFL.
But I know, like, for the players, I guess, that's easier said than done for them because that's their actual job. But the viewers and stuff like that, like, you have a choice. If you want to watch the game or whatever like that, you have a remote in your hand. You have the power to be like, no, I'm not going to watch the game tonight, or yes, I will. Like, in reality, the coaches and everybody like that, like the people who be going mad hard about the NFL, or black people specifically who go mad hard about the NFL, them coaches and stuff, they don't even know you personally, so you're wasting all this time, all this energy on people who don't care for you, and they've shown you that they don't care for you by how they treat their players, by how they've responded to certain situations, like coaches not letting their players kneel or threatening to
kick them
remove them and all this other kind of stuff. Like, what is it going to take for somebody to, like, for us to understand that they're not on our side?
Right.
Like, I'm lost.
Yeah, and it's obviously, that's why I said it's a process. Like, I feel like at times we can constantly voice for change. We need to change this. We need to do that. People treat us this way. People treat us that way. But we're allowing it. We're not putting our foot down.
Right.
We're not making, like, we're not saying, you know what, this isn't right, and we're going to do something about it. It's like we just let things breeze over. Or, like, that's why, not to kind of go on a tangent, but the This Is America video was like I thought it was perfect, because it was like literally every time something serious happened, you would get distracted by some, dance move, song or something. And that's how we are. We just let things slide right over, and then it just keeps happening and keeps happening and keeps happening. And it's like, at this point, they know that they can just let it slide over, so they just keep doing it and keep doing it. So it's just like,
But it's like, I can't see if the problem is getting worse or if it's getting resolved in some type of way, as far as like our unity and stuff. And I guess now, especially after last night, girl, we're gonna get into this Black History Month later in itself, but just every time we come around this year, it's like the same thing. We're not on the same page.
Right.
But moving on to other things, y'all, let's talk about this Grammys and how that also portrayed some racist aspects. They had Jennifer Lopez perform a Motown tribute. Now, I didn't watch the Grammys, but for the sake of our show today, I had to watch some clips and all this other kind of stuff. So I'm over here, I'm analyzing this, that, and the third. They contoured the mess out that woman's face, for one, making her seem just a little bit more melanated in my eyes. I don't understand why they had a Latina woman singing Motown songs during Black History Month.
Right. So,
okay.
Sorry, y'all. There's some craziness going on in the background. I don't know who's practicing for their orchestra concert tonight, but hey, they didn't let us know.
I keep your grind, though.
But
yeah, that's crazy. Like, I don't understand who's in charge of the Grammys or anything like that, but they need to be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a problem because it goes into the fact that nothing is like, they're probably not hiring a diverse team, period. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody would have spoke up about it. There's no way that I would have got across a couple of black people, Jennifer Lopez, as like, there's no way, because I don't know about y'all, but I know my mom was heated. I know I was on social media seeing mad parents heated because that Jennifer Lopez was, doing, because they're like, okay, so flip it, say a whole bunch of black celebrities did Selena tribute. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole issue. You know what I'm saying? And not only did she just do one song or something like that, she did
like 6-7 songs.
Yes. That's ridiculous. Like, I can understand, like, maybe they wanted to throw her in there somewhere to sprinkle a little something. I mean, that's just the slightest, like, that I would let by. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that she was on stage majority of, like, no.
No. And my other thing, and a lot of people were also saying, is the songs they had, most of those people are not dead. Like, they're alive. So they could have came and performed. But it's like, it goes back to us not messing with people who don't mess with us. Like, obviously, there's an issue going on with the people who are running the Grammys and people who are attending the Grammys and all other kind of stuff. Like, Drake pointed it out.
Yeah.
Like,
did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It was like, he was just saying the truth, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like they necessarily cut him off, like people said. But they weren't trying to hear any more of it. Like, it sounded like he was about to go somewhere else, and they was like, okay, we're not going to take any more chances.
In my eyes, that's cutting me off. If I'm not done with what I'm saying, and just because you don't want to hear the rest, that's cutting me off.
Right. You're right.
I just think he was going to get real deep with that in a minute, and that's why I was like, they can kind of cover it to make it seem like it was a time thing, but I don't believe so. Because if you watched other people of different colors, speeches, there was lengthy speeches, you know what I'm saying? So I honestly thought they was like, we don't know where he's going with this, so we're just going to cut him off.
Right.
So,
that's just tragic.
Yeah, but, I mean, he was speaking the truth, though. He was speaking the truth. Because, like, the Grammys is all coins. You know what I'm saying?
And like we was talking about last night, important public figures or people with influence using their platforms to impact change. And that's exactly what he was doing. Like, that was bold to me for him to even do that.
Yeah,
like,
because the Grammys is huge. Like, that's what every artist, like, works towards, fights towards. Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? You look up an artist's name, it tells you how many Grammys they have. When they announce you on certain things, they have to say Grammy award winning blank. Like, it's such a big deal. So for him to stand against it and speak against it, it was like, whoa, Drake, okay, with your looking all daddy-ish.
For real, he was looking very daddy-ish.
I don't know.
That beard was like, hello?
Turtleneck, iced out chain. Girl. Okay, simple, but
right. Look like you got together. Okay, anyways. So moving on, let's talk about the Super Bowl. This horrific trash garbage can bowl that that's just it, y'all. Like, if you haven't gotten the memo by now, I just don't mess with the NFL like at all. Like, that's just, it's ridiculous to me.
But the Patriots did win though.
I don't care about none of that because they just disrespectful in general. Like, if you're gonna be one of the biggest shows, one of the most watched shows of the whole year, right? You know you got the most watched show. That's why everybody puts their commercial on your shit, and you give this trash at whatever show. Like, I can't. Like, I just cannot. Let's talk about the halftime show, and that in itself was one of the biggest problems. Well, aside from the game.
Yeah. First, let's just talk about the fact that Travis Scott was performing.
Yes.
And Jay-Z attempted to pay him to not, you know what I'm saying? But
you shouldn't even have to go there. Like, I'll pay you to not.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, that's the problem when we're talking about these people with these huge platforms. Like, literally, you guys can move a whole wave of people. You say one bar in your song and people is out there doing it. You wear one outfit on red carpet, people out here trying to find the look. You know what I'm saying? You know how much people watch. You know what I'm saying? You guys have so much influence. So for Travis Scott to be like, you know what? I just want these coins. I'm gonna go up here. To me, it's like, okay, I understand. Like, yeah, it's about money. You know, you want the money, but there's so many other things that you can get.
It's a line between morals,
right? So it's like, you come on now. Like, just stand up for something. Like, because that would have been talked about. You know what I'm saying? Travis Scott not performing because such and such.
And you probably would have got more opportunities off of that. Because the performance was trash.
It was.
Like, it was so trash. Travis Scott cannot perform live. I don't care what anybody says.
But I don't know. I heard his concerts were really lit. So
they was probably lit, but he can't perform live. Like, there's a difference.
I mess with Travis Scott on some levels, but I just thought, like, I really didn't like the fact that he couldn't turn that down. Especially, you know, after the whole Beyonce issue and how she had a problem with, you know, just at least performing what she wanted to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you going to tell me I'm disrespecting for this NFL or doing something I shouldn't? Like, I'm literally performing how I want to perform, just like anybody else comes up here and does whatever.
Maroon 5 do whatever that they want to do.
Right. So it's like, And I feel like that's why I really mess with Jay-Z and Beyonce though, because I feel like they're like the mom and dad in some aspects, because they like try to. Because if nobody realizes, they're in their whole own universe. Like, Jay-Z owns all of his stuff, his record label, all the revenues coming to him. Not no white man out there. He's coming to him. You know what I'm saying? It is.
Tidal is partnered with Sprint.
I'm saying the fact that he came up with that. What I'm saying is, okay, Tidal is partnered with Sprint, but I'm saying, like, if you look at any other artist, the fact that he even came up with a music platform that isn't solely backed up by just people that don't, you know what I'm saying, is something different.
You're right.
Apple Music, iHeartRadio, all of them, you know what I'm saying? So now it's a Tidal out there that's like, you know what I'm saying, he gets to call shots on something that he owns, even if it's part owned or whatever, he gets to call shots on it. And I think that's a big movement. And that's why I said, if you watch his interviews and stuff he talks about, he speaks some real knowledge, even in his songs.
Yeah, 444.
Yes, in his songs, he just speaks some real stuff. Like, and that's why I mess with him. Like, if you notice, Beyonce don't even be on half the little award shows no more.
No.
She
right. A while ago.
Right, like she on a whole different level. She like, nah, because she's going to India and other cultures and doing some big stuff, like speaking on people, on some, you know, huge people's behalves and stuff like that. She don't got time. Like, they're trying to make a movement, but I feel like if the artists aren't messing with them and aren't, you know what I'm saying, they trying to come up, not form a clique, but like, you know, kind of start a new legacy. Right, but it's like, if you're not cooperating, it's like, you know what I'm saying, that was a way, like, for instance, that was one of his tactics, like, yo, let's reach out to Travis Scott and try to, like, you know, talk to him and you know, but that goes back into us being materialistic and us being ignorant, because exactly, like, I feel like that's one of our biggest things. We're already financially illiterate, and then it's like, when you get money, you forget what it's like to not forget what it's like to not have it, but it's just you don't want to go back to it so bad. It's like you can't not have money. Right. So, and I don't know, and I can't speak, and I always say that, like, I feel like I can't speak for them only because I'm not in that headspace. I don't make as much money as they make, so you never know what they're going through. But I know if once, let me speak into existence, once I get that type of platform, I know there's something that won't be settled with me. Like, I won't be able to do something I know I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was one of those, like, I feel like Travis Scott is a pretty well-established enough artist. Yeah, I mean, diversity level is Kylie freaking Jenner. I'm saying, like, that you know how much coin she makes, he could lose that exactly. Like, you know what I don't understand. That's why I don't agree with it. And like I said, the NFL, they not stupid. Like, they plan to have it in Atlanta for a reason. They plan to have Travis Scott on there for a reason. They could have asked anybody else. After Rihanna, everybody else said no. Why they keep asking all these black people to come perform with Maroon 5? Why can't it just be the black people and not Maroon 5? Yeah. Or just have Maroon 5, because we don't want to be there anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the people is blind to the fact that they do everything for a reason. They're like, oh, it's just an event. It's just something they coordinate. No, everything is for a reason. Exactly. Period. That's why they have an agenda. Yes. They have an agenda. Yes. So, Jen, let me ask you this. Why do you feel like we can't be on our own? Like, why do you feel like, as a community, we can't make an agreement as a whole to be like, we're not supporting Gucci anymore. We're going to not mess with the NFL anymore. Like, why is that hard for us versus other communities? Because when they make a decision, they come hard and they all at one. Right. And it goes back into what we were talking about earlier. One, being materialistic and always feeling like we have to go with the crowd and go with the trend and go and improve ourselves to somebody through being able to afford Gucci, through being able to do this, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it goes into the fact that we cannot just feel accepted on our own terms. It's always on someone else's term, which is the white man's terms. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like we can't stick together unless we say, you know what, like, we got to put all this materialistic stuff to the side, all this money, all this, like, even social media, all this stuff to the side and see what's really up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is never going to happen only because, like, there's legit people who are, like, they're comparing their lives to other people on social media. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying? The fact that this artist is wearing Gucci, it's starting like it's a mental thing. Yeah, it's a mental thing. And it's just like, it's cookie cutting. It's just cookie cutting. And it's just like, it's going to continue that way unless we really sit back and realize what is going on. Like, what
still
is really
mentally
going on.
enslaved. And that's one of the biggest things, because I feel like people are so pressed on what other people think of them. Like what you were saying, like comparing their lives and everything to people on social media and make them want to go get the Gucci and stuff. But you never know, them people on social media may be empty as a mug on the inside. But they got all this stuff. Like, we don't understand that money and all this materialistic things does not mean that you're happy, does not mean that you're like full of life and enjoying life.
Right. And then the thing, they brought up a good comment on live saying we need to learn how to invest.
Right. Like I said, we don't have financial literacy.
Yes, we need to. And we need to learn how to invest in our own people.
Yes.
You know
that was another question that I had.
We definitely got to learn to invest in our own people, because it's just like you know how much money we're pouring into Gucci picture if we invested into, you know what I'm saying? Like, something black owned, all these black owned brands, right?
Okay.
That didn't.
Okay. Anyways,
right.
So that was another question that I had though. Do you feel like when it comes to black people supporting black businesses, do you feel like that's just like not necessarily a fad, but do you think people just do that for the look of it, or just to say, "Oh, I supported a black business," versus actually doing it genuinely?
I feel like it's kind of a mixture of both. Like, as sometimes I do feel like it's more so, okay, when somebody's going to buy Gucci, they already got this mindset of, once I buy this shirt, I'm the ish. Like, once I buy this shirt, this is showing something about me. You know what I'm saying? This Gucci represents something for me. Like, I got money, I'm the ish. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when it comes to black owned businesses, unless they got the hype behind them already, it's already like, I'm going to buy it so it can look good on my part, but do I really believe in it? Like, when I believe in Gucci when I wear it? No. And that's the thing. It's like, the brand can't prosper unless it's like you giving the same energy you give Gucci to this dude trying to come up off his brand. Period. And I don't feel like it's the same energy.
It's not. I feel like people, like Ken was just saying earlier, shout out Ken, you know what I'm saying, on CSIR. She has a lash line, y'all, if you don't know. But she was talking about some people that she is acquainted with that she does lashes for, or whatever, makeup, and those are supposed to be her people, but they don't want to pay full price or nothing like that. They will always want to get it half off, all this other kind of stuff. Like, if you're going to support somebody, and I've learned this as well, if you're going to support somebody, you have to support them fully. Like, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to support you, but I need a discount. You're not supporting me. You're trying to get a deal. Like, supporting me would be you paying full price just like everybody else is, because I still need the rest of whatever you didn't give me.
Right.
Like,
but the thing is also, I'm sorry, in the fact that we sometimes let the fact that we own a business get to our heads and don't strategically plan for it. And I feel like there is some times where I go to support a black business or somebody, you know what I'm saying, but their prices are way, 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 way overboard. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I feel like in all brands and all, that's just business period in general. Like, if you take a business class, there's a come up. Like, you can't automatically be
just start at the top.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be going to Walmart, buying these Walmart shirts, printing signs on it, and then charging an arm and a leg for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go out there and do it myself, but it's more so the fact you getting your brand recognized. You just selling it to get your brand out there, to get people wearing them. It's not about the money. People kind of, their mindsets be off. Like, if I start a brand, I need the money. It will come. You just have to strategically do it right. Like, when you start, it's about getting your brand out there, getting your target audience to buy it, getting them to wear it, rock it, take pictures, market it, post it. You know what I'm saying? Get the ball rolling. And once that is hot and everybody starts wearing it, okay, now the prices come up. But you know what I'm saying? I that's the thing I don't agree with, because it's like, you're not about to charge me all of that money just because now I feel like you're using the black owned against me because you're trying to get into my feels like, oh, you just don't want to buy it because it's black. No, I don't want to buy it because you charging me an arm and a leg regardless of, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I do feel like especially people who have black owned businesses, they should be stern with their prices, but like you said, they should be reasonable. Like if you have a t-shirt, right, if you're trying to sell t-shirts or whatever, I feel like the most I would pay for a t-shirt ever is like $25.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Anything over that,
it's crazy.
I probably wouldn't even pay $25 for a t-shirt because that just sounds like
crazy.
Right, but if you have quality stuff, of course, charge of the price, but just know yourself.
Right,
and don't try
that's what I'm
and be
saying,
funny.
and that's when people kill their brand. Like me, I have a dope idea, and I for a brand, and I'm planning on like actually, you know, designing it and getting out there. But me, like as far as the brand, like that's why I keep in mind, like learning from all of these black-owned businesses that are doing, like, you know, I want to. If I know how it feels when I'm going on the internet to try to buy it and support your brand, and I'm already looking at the price tag upside down, like, what is this? I don't want to do that with my brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just...
People would be more receptive.
Yeah, it's just something that you got to... Like, I remember somebody... let me not do that. I'm not going to throw them out there like that. But, yeah, point blank, just strategically plan it. Like, come on now.
But that goes right back into financial literacy. Yeah. Like... It's just something that we lack.
Our priorities are just out of whack.
I left my... Okay, anyways, y'all. Let's talk about Black History Month. If you attended the Black History Month program last night, you will have seen what went on. I don't want to say like it was horrible. It was not a great event in my eyes, considering who they had to come speak, and the theme of the actual event, it was truth, centered around the teachings of King, Gandhi, and Ibika, and all this other kind of stuff. And this is where we about to get into the trigger warnings, y'all, so don't get butthurt when I say this. But I'm be honest, y'all, the speaker, it was promo for a buck, and that's what we going back into black businesses and everything like that, and supporting black communities and stuff. Like, this man came to a Black History Month program to speak, right, about truth and stuff. I ain't hear no truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, majority of what he was saying was talking about him, and then at the end, when it came to the questions and stuff, I was the only person, you know what I'm saying, that went up there to go ask a question and all this other kind of stuff. So I walked to the front, and before I grabbed the mic, the man is like, oh, I wanted to talk about my book before we start. I looked at him like, oh, that's why you're here. And I noticed that he had a little table and everything set up outside on Main Street and all this other kind of stuff, but I didn't know what it was for. But I said all of that to say that's the problem with black people when it comes to supporting one another. Like, you feel like if you support me, if you come to my school and you talk, you gotta promote something of yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. And it shouldn't even have to be that way. Because if you was really down for the cause, if you was really down for the movement, you would just come off the rip and just off of the strength of you putting the knowledge on us of actual truth instead of all that whatever he was talking about.
Out a book, right?
Girl.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's us falling back into materialistic things and coins and being this, and brainwashing ourselves into this idea like it matters. Like, that all matters. Like, we need to, you know what I'm saying? Versus doing what's right and doing what we should do and coming out to a predominantly black school. I'm not even sugarcoated. Like, we all black over here, basically. You know what I'm saying?
We got some diversity and stuff,
but majority, like, statistic-wise,
what you gonna see is American. For real.
So that's why I'm just like, okay, you knowing that should already come in with that mindset, like, you know what I'm saying? We here to talk about some
real stuff, like. And then they was trying to just stress the fact that he was close to Dr. King, like, you met Dr. King, da 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 da. So I'm expecting you to say, like, y'all stressing Dr. King every freaking year since I went to elementary school. Every month is always Martin Luther King. That's all I hear, Black History Month. Martin Luther King this, Martin Luther King that. So when you come up here and you're supposed to be telling me about some truth, and you were speaking to the man who supposedly knew all the truth, who had all the answers and saved us all, like, You ain't saying nothing. So what did you learn? What are you teaching me? Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah, I am. It's just like I told Taylor last night when we were talking, like, I definitely got mad versus over Martin Luther King. It's just, like, I feel like there should be more people that are talked about during Black History Month.
Yes, okay. I'm not saying, like, I'm completely against him or nothing like that. But, yes, there are other people that they could have mentioned, like, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King can be talked about in the same sentence.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different people. That's just in a conversation. They could have took it from Martin Luther King to Malcolm X to Black Panther. They could have did a whole 360 of everybody. They could have mentioned people we don't even know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Since he knew he was that close and he knew, you know, he was in that generation of when stuff was going on, he could have. He could even talk about a homeboy he knew that did something small from a town he know. He could have talked about all different stuff. It's like becoming cliche. Like, okay, Martin Luther King, we have
and I don't learn anything new about him.
Yeah, like I'm not learning anything new about when it comes to Black History Month. Well, every time it comes around, it's just like, you know, I already know what to expect. I already know what to expect.
Like, they didn't. I'm just saying. We didn't even really do anything as far as Clayton State about Black History Month until, like, last week. Period. Like, so it's nobody cares, and that's just what it is. But
we need to talk about new things too. Like, I feel like, okay, yeah, the past is definitely important because it's a part of the reason why we're here now and why we are doing what we are doing now. But there's also stuff that we're going through now and things going on now that we need to be talking about versus what happened back then and what they had to do. We need to talk about now and what's going on now and what we're going through now and who's trying to influence what now, because there's a movement, there's tons of movement going on now, like that's, you know, still, they're probably still doing Black Lives Matters, all the different movements that are going, that have an agenda for today's time, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to update it and talk about, not saying forget the past, but you know what I'm saying, tie them both together.
Right.
Tie them both together.
Yep, and that's why I was trying to ask him last night, like, what does he feel is the divide between the older generation and the younger generation in the Black community, and how can we unite and kind of on one accord for, like, certain agendas, like what we was talking about earlier when it comes to boycotting certain things, and he couldn't even answer my question. So it's like, it's like, what? Why are we having these events? Like, why am I
listening to a story?
Yes, girl, no. I felt like I was listening to a pastor or a deacon preach, because that is exactly what he is, and that's the tactic that he was moving. He was diverting around the entire question, going everywhere but trying to answer, you know what I'm saying, just so he can promote his book. So you can promote your book that you're supposed to be, what was it even about? Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, whoever coordinated this event, it was a very good event, but I do feel like you should have probably picked a different speaker. I feel like that probably would have helped the event a lot better, because obviously that man had an agenda on why he was coming that had nothing to do with what was supposed to be talked about that night, because I heard most of him other than anything.
Right.
Another thing that's an issue. Another thing that's an issue in the Black community is just why we feel like we have to include everybody in everything. Like, why can't it just be Black people sticking with, not just sticking with Black people, but, like, when it comes to doing certain things, why we have to feel like, oh, well, we have to include everybody.
By everybody, who do you mean?
Okay, well, I'm going to use last night, for example. It's a Black History Month program, right? Why are we talking about Gandhi? Why? I don't even know the other dude. He might be African. But why are we talking about Gandhi? And I was told Gandhi don't even like Black people. So why are we talking about this man?
Well,
why do we always feel like we have to sugarcoat our words when we're around certain people? Like, the man, there was a white man in the first row, and the speaker looked at him as he was talking, was about to talk about white people, and was like, people that are Eurocentric. Why can't you just say it? Because they'll just go ahead and just say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always have to watch ourselves. We always have to be aware of other people's feelings when we're in certain situations. But in reality, when we go out, they don't care. When you walk into the workplace or whatever like that, and you come in there with your natural hair, all this other kind of stuff, your boss already know how he feel about natural hair. Mm-hmm. He know that's your hair. Mm-hmm. He know there's nothing that you can do about that. Mm-hmm. But he don't care. Mm-hmm. Because he don't care about your feelings.
Right, and that's what I told you last night. Exactly. When I walked into my place of work and I wore my natural hair, my boss was like, "Oh, so you cut your hair?" Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? Basically telling me that it's something wrong, like, you know, to do something with my hair. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking like, this literally grew out my roots. Like, This is the natural me. You telling me you can wake up and get out of bed and just come to work how you want to.
Because it look good to you.
But I can't come out of bed, get up, and wear my natural hair. Mm-hmm. And then the sad part thing was what we talked about afterwards was going on a student leadership retreat.
Yes, girl, that was so sad.
I'm talking to another, I guess you would say, mentor about the situation, and he don't even side with me. He's telling me sometimes you gotta suck it up and you gotta figure out what to do with your hair. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
black man.
Yeah.
And that's another problem. Mm-hmm. We do not have each other back. Because as a black man, you should understand more than anybody else that situation alone. Like, you gotta do something with your hair. Mm-hmm. What am I supposed to do with it?
Right.
You want me to straighten it so that it can look like white girl hair, so that it'll look better for you? Mm-hmm. Knowing that you burning, like, I'm burning my hair, basically, so that you can be comfortable. Right. Like, no, that's not the move.
No, it is. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I honestly, I don't know. It's very frustrating, but I still walk in it.
Right.
With my natural hair.
Y'all better come my check and everything. Because how I wear my hair, what I got on my face, as far as nose rings, all the other kind of stuff, does not have anything to do with how I work. Like, my performance is going to be the same.
Right.
Like, if anything, like, if you make me conform, it would be worse in my job performance. Because I'm not going to be comfortable. Like.
She said, shout me out. Shout out to Nye.
Yeah.
You were so angry.
I'm over it.
I'm over it too.
Yes, bro.
Over it. Yes, who else is on here? I gotta give them a shout out too, because they've been on here the long.
Yes, bro. We messed with y'all the long way. Shout out to Clayton State in general, y'all.
Yes.
Make sure that you attend the Refine Ball tomorrow at 7 p.m. in the SAC Ballrooms. This is a semi-formal formal event. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't got to come Met Gala-ish or nothing like that, but you do need to make sure that you present yourself well. You can get your tickets from Campus Life Suite free with your student ID. Right. You know what I'm saying? Come turn it with CEC and stuff.
Right. We trying to turn CSIR, y'all got to be looking out for us next semester. We trying to turn this thing around. We trying to really impact this school because there's so much that can be done here. There's so much like potential here, and we just ready to flip that thing around. So
be on the lookout for us, y'all. Make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Clayton State Internet Radio, y'all. We just dropped a video today, the Am I Cute Enough to Be Your Girlfriend video. It's hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty funny.
So make sure you go watch that. There will be a part 2 coming very, very soon, y'all. Just don't sleep on us, for real.
Also are in the works of possibly, you know, doing a talent show for CSIR, but CSU. So y'all stay on the lookout for that and the promo for that.
Yep, there will be some special guests to come perform and stuff. You know, it's gonna be a really nice event.
Right.
That's all it can be. It's CSIR, you know what I'm saying? Yes. But thank you guys very much for tuning into our show today. You've been keeping it real with us this whole time. We shout out to everybody that's been on live.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to everybody that's been listening.
I seen a couple people drop out because, you know, it's too heated for them.
Yeah.
It's too heated for them.
If you can't sip the tea, you know what I'm saying? You got to put the cup down.
Oh, no.
Okay, so it's your girl Taylor Layla.
It's your girl Genesee Iman.
And we're signing off. Y'all will see you next week.